All right, you guys. So today is really going to be a pretty simple assignment in the fact that it's all multiple choice. So most of you guys would prefer, assignments like that just because you can just make a decision. Okay. And so it's okay in the sense that if you get a couple wrong as you're working through this. Okay. All right. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at word problems and you're going to be looking at the slope and the y-intercept. So remember your slope, okay, that's how this line in this case is rising, okay, and your y-intercept is where it's starting. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading these word problems and determining, okay, what are they asking you? Okay, so it said at the beginning of spring, Arturo planted a small sunflower in his backyard. The graph below represents the sunflower's height in inches. So it's over here. Inches are over here. Okay. Time in inches after X weeks. What does the slope of the line represent? Okay. So you've got four choices here. It says a height of 13.25 inches after 1 week. Okay. The sunflower's final height. How much the sunflower grows in inches each week. The sunflower's height when it was planted. All right, you are looking for, when it says slope, you are looking for something that is describing rate of change. So how it is changing. Okay. All right. It says a height of 13.25 inches after 1 week. Okay. That's just a fact. That's what, okay, this sunflower, that's its final height. That's a fact. Okay. The sunflower's final height. Again, that's a fact. Okay. And also, we don't know its final height. This arrow says that it continues to keep growing. Okay, how much the sunflower grows in inches each week. Okay, that is my perfect candidate. It's describing how much, a rate, how much it's growing every week. All right, the sunflower's height when it was planted. Again, that's a fact. That's exactly what happened when it was planted. It was 10 inches. Okay, that's not describing how something is changing. Okay. All right, so I'm going to submit my answer. And I got my green check. All right, again, look at the words that was said. Changes. Okay. All right. And how much the sunflower grows in inches each week. Okay. It's all about how it's changing. All right, so let's try a new problem. Okay. All right, it says Ariana is preheating her oven before using it to bake. Ariana created the following linear graph to predict the final temperature after X minutes. What does the slope of the line represent? Okay, it says the time when the oven's temperature is 0 degrees. Again, that's a fact. The temperature the oven starts at. That's a fact. The change, that's a good key word, in degrees Fahrenheit for every change of 1 minute. It says a temperature of 120 degrees after 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute, 120 degrees. Again, these are all, those other three answer choices are facts. Okay, all right, so I'm going to submit my answer. Got my green check. Okay, so I think hopefully from these two examples, you should be able to go through and figure out which one is the slope. Okay, you're looking for the answer choice that tells you how something changes. Okay, all right, so now let's look at another example. Okay, says an elevator travels down from the top floor of a skyscraper. The graph below represents its height in feet over time in seconds. What does the y-intercept in the graph represent? Okay, the y-intercept is your starting value. Okay, so not here at 1, but all the way back here in the corner. Go all the way up to wherever this line is. So we're looking for something, anything that talks about 1050. Okay, but we got to be smart about it. All right, it says how long it takes for the elevator to reach the ground floor. No, that's time. How long? The height the elevator starts at. Starts, that's a good keyword. Initial height. The rate of change in the elevator's height over time. That's slope. The elevator's height after 1 second. 1 second, the elevator is at 1042. Okay, we needed to focus on 1050, which is the starting point, which is this one. Submit my answer. Yes. Okay. All right. We'll do one more, and I think you'll have the idea of what you're going to be doing in your assignment today. All right, Kaylani is ordering a taxi from an online taxi service. She has to pay a flat charge just to order the taxi, and then has to pay per mile depending on how far she travels, as is represented in the linear graph below. What does the y-intercept, what does the initial value in the graph represent? Okay, so $3.50 right here at 0. Okay, it says the flat charge to order the taxi. That's a good candidate. How much the taxi costs per mile. No, that's just how much she's paying per mile. A total charge of $5.50 for 1 mile ride. Okay, that's about there. Okay, that's not my initial value. How far Kalani can ride for $1. Well, if I go over here, $1 is down here. Okay, that's not my starting point. Okay, all right, it is the flat charge to order the taxi is my starting value. All right, submit my answer. Yes. Okay, so just go through and try these. You may get some wrong, you may get some right, you may get all of them right. Just try. This is our first step in really getting used to and comfortable with word problems. All right, good luck, you guys.